breaking news. Richard Hart is getting sued by the SEC. Let's break it down and show you how it's all. This is bullshit, man. Ain't no worry about. Don't even trip, Richard. I got you. Here you go. SEC charges Hex founder Richard Hart with misappropriating millions of dollars of investor funds from unregistered crypto asset offerings that raised more than $1 billion. Let's break this shit down. So this is what it is, man. Richard Schuler, also known as Richard Hart, is an American-born internet marketer, content creator, and serial entrepreneur living in Finland. So that's where, okay. Finland. Thanks. I was wondering. Hart operates through 3 unincorporated alter ego entities, Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex. That's a reach. Beginning in December 2019, it's true, and continuing for at least 3 years, Hart raised more than $1 billion in the unregistered offer and sale of crypto assets securities to retail investors in the U.S. and abroad. I disagree. Hart engaged in 3 separate offerings. No, he didn't. Hex, Pulsechain. No, he didn't. It's not true. Each was and is a... Nope, it's not true, man. You guys are just lying, man. Just making up stuff. And Pulsechain and Pulsex are crypto asset security. Nope, it's not true. Created and maintained by Hart. It's not true. Hart continually touted these investments as a pathway to Grandolph's wheat. Now, he did say he was going to get rich. He did say that. He did say we were going to get rich. I'm cool with that. For example, was built to the highest appreciating asset that ever existed in the history of man. Hart hired and directed developers to build and maintain a software framework to help support Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex. Although Hart claimed these investments were for a vague purpose of supporting free speech, he did not disclose that he used the millions of dollars of Pulsechain investors' funds to buy luxury goods for himself. Hey, man, I'm gonna say this. I think that was already his money. I think that he wasn't spending that money. I think he was spending his own money. I think Richard Hart was already rich, or maybe he wasn't. But that's what I always assumed. I assumed he was buying it with his own money. Hart, Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex violated the federal securities laws through unregistered offers. It wasn't an offering, man. Beginning in December 2019, Hart offered and sold Hex tokens, promising investors many incentives and bonuses. While I don't remember any bonuses, while marketing Hex as the first high-yield blockchain certificate of deposit launched on the Ethereum network. Hart claimed that investors who participated in the so-called staking of Hex tokens could earn an average of 38% annual return on their in the form of additional Hex tokens. Right. I just don't see why they just can never grasp their head around that. They're always like, you're paying 38%. 38% APY. Well, it's code, so I can make it 1,000,000% APY if I want to. It's 38%. It's not dollars, guys. Between December 19 and November 2020, Hart, via the Hex public wallet address, accepted more than 2.3 million Ether. I don't think it was that many ETH, man. Maybe 2.3 million in Ether. 2.3 million ETH. Maybe it was. That sounds like a lot, though. I don't think it was that much ETH, though. From investors. Stop calling me an investor, man. I'm not an investor. I'm a game player worth more than 678 million. Maybe it was. In exchange for the investment. Come on, man. It's not an investment. We transformed our ETH into Hex tokens worth more than, in exchange for their transformation. It appears 94 to 97% of these ETH deposits, however, were recycling transactions directly by Hart. Well, we know that, which enable Hart or other investors to gain control of a large number of, That's like, let the man cook, while creating a false impression of significant trading volume and organic demand for Hex tokens. I feel you on that one. It's pretty sketch. But it's like one of those things where, just like with the Pulsex, him having all the tokens, we just let him cook. I get it. You want to have all the supply. You want to have control of the supply. That way the market cap can be huge. Get the eyeballs. Between July 2021 and April 22, Hart conducted additional unregistered offerings of investments he developed called Pulsechain and Pulsex. For both the Pulsechain and Pulsex offerings, Hart urged investors to invest by depositing their crypto assets. Like, urged investors? I don't think he ever used those two words. Or invest by deposit. I don't think he ever said deposit. They're like language. This is why the freedom of speech thing. I think this is why the freedom of speech thing was so important, because they literally take what you say and use it against you. Like, that shit is wild to me, yo. It's just wild. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's kind of wild, bro. You gotta watch what you say. Not even really what you do. You gotta watch what you say. That's kind of crazy. Investors invested, like, and then they take their own words and use them. Like, nobody, I don't think Richard ever said invest in Hex in the same sentence. More than $350 million by depositing their crypto assets to the Pulsechain public wallet address in exchange for the promise of future delivery of PLS tokens. Now, this is a huge allegation right here, because from what I remember, no expectations. I mean, when I sent that shit, it was gone. I told y'all Pulsechain wasn't coming. It was gone, in my opinion. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I didn't expect anything. You expected Pulsechain to launch, though, right? I mean, how can I expect it to launch if he kept saying not to expect anything? Like, even if I say yeah, he told me not to expect. Hey man, give me $1 million, but don't expect anything. You can give me a Lambo, right? And he just be quiet. No expectations, bro. But I'm giving you $1 million for something. No expectation. Like, it's kind of. Then it's like, then for the next 2 years he's talking about a Lambo to you. Lambos are fast, man. Those Lambos are really crazy. Remember that $1 million you gave me? Yeah, Lambo, man. That'd be crazy if you got a Lambo for that. It'd be wild. In connection with Pulsex, investors invested more than $676 million by depositing their crypto assets to Pulsex public wallet. Hart is familiar with the U.S. securities laws and the tests. Yeah, he is. He does always talk about how it passes the Howey test, or whatever, fails, however it goes, for determining what is and what is not security specifically. So he frequently makes veiled references about why investors can expect profits while also making tongue-in-cheek. Yeah, he does do that. Like, you can't be talking about, you can't say don't expect anything and then also be saying how Pulsechain is going to be awesome when it comes out. It's kind of like, I think it would have been better if he would have just did the sacrifice and never even talked about Pulsechain. Just said the sacrifice for free speech, and then people sacrifice for free speech, and then Pulsechain just launches. Then he would have been in the clear. But to say sacrifice free speech, and then just talk about Pulsechain for the next 2 years and how awesome it's going to be, and then have sacrifice balances and, on Pulsechain, like, you kind of shooting yourself in the foot. But it was a sacrifice though, man. I'm sticking with that. I didn't expect anything. But his efforts to obfuscate are unavailing. Each of the Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulsex offerings involve investments of money in common enterprise with the reasonable expectation of profits to be derived based on the efforts of others. At no time did Hart register with the Hex, Pulsechain. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Who does that? Who registers? And what crypto registers some shit? This is when they started pissing me off, man. Like, defrauding investors by misappropriating at least $12.2 million of Pulsechain investor funds. Personal luxury purchases, including a 555 carat diamond, expensive watches, and high-end automobiles. I thought that was his own money. I gotta say, I disagree, SEC. I don't think he promised. Now, did he do a little bit of elbow nudging and saying that things would go great? Like, here's something Hex has already done 10,000x in under 2 years. The price of Hex is appreciating faster than anything else. I mean, he just stated facts, man. Hex's price went up 140. He never really said what it was going to do. He never did that. He did say what it could do. I remember saying Hex could go to $1. I don't think he ever really made promises on what was going to happen. If anything, he always would say, talking about the man like he dead, yo. He always would say what something could do, and he always spoke in facts. Before you go, let's look at some charts and see what's going on here. Taking a look at Hex. on Pulse. Whoa, this is my first time looking at charts. Man, that would have been crazy to catch that dip. Oh, I did have some limit orders up, but they probably expired by now. Damn. Had limit orders up on 1inch, but they expired. Under a penny, we're bouncing. Let's see this bounce from the bottom here. 60% bounce off of the lows. Let's take a look at some more. We got Pulse. Man, Pulse taking a hit. Now, I talked about in my members video how this already did not look good. Man, that shit. Whoa. This is my first time looking at this. Whoa. Whoa, damn, yo. Whoa. Jeez. Jeez, guys. Relax. 55% bounce. And I mean, we're down 36%. It's not that bad in the past 24 hours. It seems like it's worse than that. 60% drop. We're down 30% in the past 24. We got oversold though. It's good news. That might have been what we needed, man. Because I was looking at the RSI, I'm like, man, we're not oversold. Even though we go look at the all-time chart for Hex. Man, they done flagged the Hex chart site for phishing, yo. Come on, man. Oh, that ain't even it. It's this one. But some site they done flagged. One of them site, Uniswap.vision, they flagged it. So if we go back to Hex's birth, which I mean it had an amazing run. I wish I would have emergency in state though. We never got oversold in the beginning when we were moving sideways and never got oversold. So I was thinking maybe we would have something like that here. But we indeed did get oversold. So it's good to see that. A lot of volume. What I think's gonna happen though, I think that this movie's gonna come out and it's gonna kind of put some information out there about how we got to this point. There's gonna be some information. They're gonna be talking. It's gonna make sense on why this is happening. But I think ultimately it's gonna be like a situation with XRP where it just comes out. Will he fight it? Well, I don't know. He could just pay the fine. I mean, he did raise $1 billion. Excuse me. He did get $1 billion. So he could just pay the fine, or he could fight it. But I think ultimately everything's gonna be okay. Okay. I think everything's gonna be okay. I think we'll get out of this. This might be the flush out that we need to get oversold and start heading up from here. Buy the dip. I got enough Pulsechain. I'm good with how much I have. I'm glad that I got what I got. I wasn't even expecting that. Cause I mean, no expectations, right? Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.